told you that they are responsible for making Europe and America what they are. You heard of the Moors? No? What if I told you that they are responsible for making Europe and America what they are today? They don't want you to know that. See, the Moors ruled most of the Iberian Peninsula for the 8th century, and they brought things like mathematics, sciences, architecture, agriculture, art, science, basically everything that we consider modern-day Europe. But that's supposed to be a secret. They are actually the ones that are responsible for bringing Europe out of the Dark Ages and into the Renaissance. But again, you're not supposed to know that. Meanwhile, while the Christian Europe had an illiteracy rate of 99% and 0 universities and 0 libraries, Moors, they had 17 universities in 7 cities and over 70 libraries. And then they introduced their education system to Europe. There was a man called Zuriab. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he was a Moor. And he actually pioneered changing clothes based on the season. That's how dumb Europeans were at the time. They didn't even... What? Also invented deodorant, daily bathing, and invented toothpaste. Like, no wonder the Black Plague destroyed Europe. They were filthy. Zuriab also introduced a 3-course meal. Soup, main course, dessert. And the Moors, they even introduced crops that are still prominent in Spain today. Moor cities also had streetlights, hospitals, and running water. And streetlights and paved streets weren't even introduced in London and Paris for another couple hundred years. Moors are also the ones that built the aqueducts that brought running water from the mountains down to the cities, which gave Europe running water. The father of modern surgery was also a Moor, named Al-Zawrawi. Don't know if I'm saying that right either, I'm sorry. He developed innovative and precise surgical equipment and the premier textbook of Western medical training. Oh, and I bet you thought that the Wright brothers were the ones that are responsible for inventing flight. Nope. In Bernas, again, sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but he was the first one to actually attempt flight scientifically, and he was actually successful. The only thing he wasn't successful on was the landing. And those are just a few of the ways that the Moorish people completely changed Europe. But again, they don't want you to know that.
First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles, the GMS, who I learn from. Shalom to the hopeful elect, preaching His word in truth of sincerity. And a healthy shalom to you sisters out there that's learning, you know what I mean? You know, as you saw in the video, you know, Esau likes to expose himself, you know. If he is an Edomite. We don't know if he's an Edomite. He just looks like one. But, you know, the Lord's going to have it to where their tongues are going to fall on themselves, man. Like, they're just going to be telling on each other. Right? And a lot of us already knew this. You know, as a kid, you know, you grew up in school and they don't teach you about the Dark Ages or nothing like that. They only really teach you about the Renaissance. Right? And we all know why. This is done systematically to program people to think a certain way. Right? But this cave beast, Esau, he likes to steal. You know, he likes to take credit for something that ain't even his. Right? That old Cain spirit. Right? Because even then, you know, he wouldn't even give the Lord a proper sacrifice, man. You see what I'm saying? And then when we got called out on it, he killed his own brother. This is the type of spirit, evil, wicked, treacherous, conniving, scoundrel, all these kind of words. That the Lord made this man just a perfect, wicked, nasty, dirty, all kinds of things. And that's why, man, Yahweh Shema Shai is cold, man, because he made these dog people on top of everybody. Just so you could see how powerful the Lord is. He did the same thing with Pharaoh, according to, you know, Romans 9, when it talks about how he hardened the Pharaoh's heart. The Lord made this cave beast basically the image that everybody is looking towards to be like. For example, right, we have they're like European cars, let's say BMW, Mercedes, all the other companies tries to be like it because they're more advanced and this, that, you know, they're nicer. But this is what Esau made himself to be, man. He tries to be an angel of light, right? But the Lord did that because we wasn't right. So he put this cave beast on top for a short moment. But he's being exposed, man. This man of perdition is being exposed little by little, man. Everybody's catching on, and you can see how they're moving. You know, they're starting to attack the internet because too much information's out there, right? We got NASA speaking about the internet might be going out for a couple hundred years because we got a solar flare. We've been having solar flares forever, right? But anyways, let's get some scriptures, man. Genesis chapter 4 and verse 12, right? Because there's nothing over there. You know what I'm saying? When Esau had Europe, everything was gone, man. It was a bottomless pit. It had nothing to give back. The earth had nothing to give back at that point. It says here, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. Right? And the same thing is going over there in the land of Israel. Right? It ain't much going on over there right now. Because wherever Esau goes, he's not gonna thrive, man. You can only thrive from the sword, from stealing, pillaging. Right? How it says in Obadiah, would he have left any grapes? This man's always constantly taking resources. And just recently, Africa had joined the BRICS, and they are catching on too. The Edomites in South Africa are about to catch it right now, and they've been, you know, but it's getting worse. So we're about to publicly see a small fraction of Esau's ass whooping, right? Call Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for that. It says, Genesis chapter 4 verse 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. Vagabond. Let's go look at that word vagabond. Vagabond, a person who wanders from place to place without a home or a job. Man, if that don't sound like Esau, I don't know who else, man. Esau likes to camp and hunt and all these other things, right? But the Lord had him to be driven from among men. Esau's afraid right now. This is Job 30 verse 1. But now they are younger than I have they that are younger than I have me. So like in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Right? Because Job wouldn't even let these guys near their dog, man. How vile, repulsive, right? Says, yeah, whereunto the strength of their hands profit me, in whom an old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. These men were eating Christmas tree bushes, man. You know, basically drinking pine sol. These type of people they are, man. Verse 5, they were driven forth from among men. Right? They were driven. These people are just so vile, disgusting, dirty, smelly, conniving, all these things that nobody wanted them near, man. And they were the basis of man. They were weak. They were catching hell, man. They was getting their ass whooped until the Lord gave them the strength to come up out of there, right? It says they cried after them as after a thief. Like, get out of here. Get out of here, you old dog. I don't know. I grew up in the Caribbean. Came here when I was young, and there's a lot of stray dogs out there, right? You know, one neighborhood had a pack of dogs, another neighborhood had a different pack of dogs, and they didn't get along, man. But you know, at times they just bark at random people, man. You just, you know, get out of here, and they just scurry away, man. That's how Esau was. It's a dirty animal. They just hissed at, like, get out of here, right? Verse 5 again. They were driven from among men. They cried after them as thieves. They cried after them as after a thief. Verse 6, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, right? They got pushed into the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed under the nettles. They were gathered together. They were children of fools, right? And a fool has no knowledge. Just dumb animal. That's what they were. It says children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Viler than the earth, man. That's who we're dealing with. And guess what? He's always going to revert back. You know, he's always going to tuck his tail, and he's always going to run to those caves, man. That's where he belongs. That's where he belongs, man. Let's get it. This is Revelation 6. Revelation 6 and 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Call Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And with that, I say shalom.